Again, guys, I can't emphasize this enough. Thank you guys so much. Without you guys and your support, I wouldn't be able to be in this position, right? I mean, I still can't believe that I'm talking about performance-enhancing drugs and getting paid for it. Isn't that crazy, right? I get to tour through the United States, do all these podcast collaborations, and talk about performance-enhancing drugs. Vigorous Steve here. Finally, guys, we've finally done it. The Vigorous crew is now 100,000 members strong. That means 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube and 40,000 followers on Instagram. Took you guys long enough. I'll be completely honest. I thought it was going to go way, way faster, but I guess with the niche content and the long form content that I produce over the last couple of years, this is the going rate of the growth of a YouTube channel and Instagram page. Thank you guys so much for following along, though. I really highly appreciate all of you guys for being along the journey with me. Another shout out to Derek from More Plates, More Dates, who discovered me somewhere along those lines. I think he signed up to the private Facebook group where we exchanged ideas. And of course, he blew up over the last couple of years quite tremendously. I think he's at 2 million subscribers now. So he was the first guy to give me a sponsorship over at Gorilla Mind. I think I was their third athlete after James English and Brandon Bannock, also known as Seuss Bra. So it's been my absolute pleasure and honor to see Gorilla Mind grow over the last couple of years, and I'm still very happy to be a part of that company. Again, direct link down below, and the biggest Black Friday sale starting, well, Friday obviously, with 30% off all of their products, right? Discount code is Vigorous. If you want any of their products, the link is down below. Wait until Friday to stock up on all of your favorite Gorilla Mind supplements. And of course, thanks to Merrick Health and all of my other affiliates and sponsors that I've collected over the last couple of years for believing in me and supporting me along the way. And even more thanks to all of you guys for using my discount codes and using my services and clicking the like button and commenting and subscribing and all of that good stuff, allowing me to actually, make money doing what I love. So, what is on the menu for the next couple of years, let's say? Due to the YouTube algorithm changes, I have to be a little bit more selective on the content that I produce. That doesn't mean we're going to completely go away from the performance-enhancing drug content. That is basically the reason for my success over here on YouTube. Don't worry, we'll still stick to that, but I decided to open up a membership site, which will take probably a couple months to develop, because we're going to start from scratch when it comes to anabolic androgenic steroids and other performance-enhancing drugs that are typically used by people in the fitness industry. So let me pull up my notes, because the membership section is going to be developed in a couple phases. So phase 1 is the commonly used steroids, obviously, right? Testosterone, primobolan, nandrolone, trenbolone, mastestrone, some of the oral steroids. We're going to start there first. Then phase 2 will be the niche and rare steroids, stenbolone, clostebol, check drops, right? Interesting videos to produce, albeit that these are not commonly used nowadays and might not even be available. So we'll limit the scope of the deep dives regarding those steroids. Then phase 3 will be the ancillaries, the aromacin, nebivolol, telmisartan, etc. Phase 4 will be the anabolic peptides, the growth hormone, insulin, IGF-1. I know what you're thinking, growth hormone is not anabolic. Well, ask every bodybuilder on the planet if they like growth hormone or not, and the large majority will say, yes, please. Phase 5 will be the remaining of the performance-enhancing drugs. So that's clenbuterol, mildronate, diisopropylamine, dichloroacetate, abbreviated to DADA, and everything else that falls into the remaining of the performance-enhancing drugs that are not classified in the first couple of phases. And then we have phase 6, the anti-aging peptides, MOTC, GHK copper, epithalon, NAD+, albeit that that's not really an anti-aging peptide, but it's anti-aging nonetheless. Phase 7, anti-aging ancillaries, nicotinamide mononucleotide, methylene blue, etc. So I'm going to break up all of the, let's say, performance-enhancing drugs grouped together in several phases. And then what I want to do in the first phase is basically make comprehensive guides regarding a steroid XYZ. So that means we're going to break everything down in chapters. So let's say the first chapter would be endogenous biosynthesis and the development history of exogenous use. So for testosterone, that's very straightforward, right? You produce that endogenously from the hypothalamic pituitary testicular axis signaling, and then we'll go into the development history of how exogenous testosterone was developed and how it's made currently, right? Then the chemical characteristics, for example, the molecule, how that's structured. The esters, right? We have propionate esters, enanthate esters, cypionate esters, and what the percentage is regarding the active pharmaceutical ingredient being testosterone and the ester weight. So I'll give you guys insight into that as well. The half-lives of all the different esters and the injection routes, metabolism of testosterone. Then I want to go into product availability, quality assurance, so how you can recognize high-quality testosterone products from the underground labs or whatever else is out there on the market. Then the common and rare side effects, the administration routes, dosing protocols. Obviously, that will probably be the most popular video of that chapter series. And then we're going to go on the effects on every single organ. Yes, I will be the first one to document all of that using all of the scientific literature that we have on our disposal currently. So that means the effects on the skin, on the brain, on the hair, whether that's body or pubic hair or hair on the scalp, right? So effects on the brain, the spinal cord, hypothalamus and the pituitary, the eyes and vision in general, the ears and hearing in general, the mouth, the tongue and the tonsils, the thyroid, the heart and the cardiovascular system, lymph nodes and the lymphatic system, the thymus, the lungs, the kidneys, adrenal glands, stomach, digestive tract, large and small intestines, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the pancreas, the penis, testicles, and overall fertility, ovaries, bladder, urethra. And then after going through all of that, we're going to debunk all of the steroid myths, right? So in testosterone, all the testosterone myths at the end of that will be debunked. Now, I'm going to do this for all of the steroids. So trust me when I say this, this is going to be a giant freaking undertaking. So give me a couple months to piece all of this together. And what I think I'm going to do in phase 1, right? It's starting to sound like the Marvel Cinematic Universe already. Phase 1, right? All the Captain Americas of the steroids. Captain America got administered super soldier serum, right? So that's SSS, steroids. I mean, the transformation is very apparent, I would say. So let's start doing this for testosterone, primobolan, nandrolone, trenbolone, etc. All the commonly used steroids. First, endogenous biosynthesis, so we can limit that to testosterone, nandrolone, and that's basically it. And the neurosteroids, obviously, which we're also going to discuss in phase 1. And then the chemical characteristics, right? The molecule, the esters, half-lives, and then I can go down the list of the commonly used steroids. So as this is developing, at one point, I'll get to the effects on the skin, right? So I want to review all of the scientific literature when it comes to the effects of testosterone on the skin, masterone on the skin, primobolan on the skin, etc. And then that will all be behind the membership section. But after I'm done, I want to group all of this together and make a public video, steroids effect on the skin, and kind of cherry pick what is relevant and what everybody should know. So all the deep dive, all the review of the scientific literature will be behind the paywall as part of the membership section. And then the commonly should know knowledge will be in a Reader's Digest version, basically a one video of, let's say, 10 to 20 minutes in duration, which will be public for free here on this YouTube channel. So going through that, what you can expect over the next couple of months, right? How steroids affect the skin, how steroids affect the hair, how steroids affect the brain, how steroids affect the HPTA, which I think everybody already knows, but might as well make a video about that. And then the eyes, the ears, the mouth, etc. Right? So stay tuned for all of that content, which will be produced publicly. But the chapters, the individual ones, which are related to steroid compound XYZ, is going to be in the membership section. In the meantime, don't worry, I'm not going to stop making a public content. We still have the optimized entrepreneur deep dive video series. Part 2 is now almost ready to start recording. It took me way longer than I realized to kind of compress and make sure I have all of the relevant data regarding neurotransmitter optimization, that it was quite a big task to kind of piece that together. And of course, there's a lot of neurotransmitters out there. So I'm just going to focus on the neurotransmitters, which you should optimize if you care about entrepreneurship, cognition, memory formation, feeling good, because when you feel good, you're more productive. I mean, let's be honest, that's why TRT is so good for entrepreneurship. You feel good, and if your neurotransmitters are completely optimized, you feel even better, and then productivity out of your asshole, yeah, or out of your brain, basically, right? Figure of speech. So part 3 will be the over-the-counter nootropic supplements, which don't really fall into this neurotransmitter optimization. And then part 4 will be the medical nootropics, which are not necessarily part of the WADA prohibited list. So you're still a half natty if you decide to take them, but they're medications, so you need to source them on the gray area medication websites, right? So over the counter, you can buy anywhere through Gorilla Mind, for example. Again, discount codes down below, guys. Gorilla Mind energy drinks and Gorilla Mind Respawn. Flawless. You don't need to wait until you get these videos delivered to you. You can just order these right away, and then you know exactly why those supplements are so good for entrepreneurship. And then, so that's the over-the-counter stuff, right? That you can source anywhere, and the gray area stuff will be part of part 4. After that, I'm going to redo some of the old content, which I feel is a little bit outdated. Obviously, I look a little bit different. I had that crazy hairdo, which I never want to get back now after being the shaven haven that everybody now recognizes. And at some points in time, I looked a little bit too yoke for my own comfort. So cosmetic appearance changes aside, I think that some of these old steroid videos that I made are due for a update. So over time, I'll start redoing some of the old content with everything that I've learned in the meantime, because that's how fast everything changes, right? I learned a lot over the last couple of years. And even though if these videos are like 2 or 3, 4 years old, I think they're well due for an update. And then I'm going to break them down into chapters as well. So this long form content, the 30-minute, 40-minute, 50-minute videos, I still love them. I still love deep dives that are very lengthy, but YouTube doesn't like them. So I'm going to have to split everything up going forward. That means more videos, albeit shorter in duration. Of course, the editing quality and the high quality audio, I mean, look at this microphone. This will be in display at all times now, the Shure 7B or SM7B with a Wave XLR and everything else, all the bells and whistles. I finally invested into the highest quality audio setup I can get. So this will be on display going forward, and it means all the new content will have better audio quality than the audio quality I was able to produce up until now. That includes the Vigorous Q&As going forward. If you want to have a quick sample, just go back to the previous Vigorous Q&A, which is already online. So we'll redo some of the old content with an updated format in a chapter format, basically. So 10 to 15, 20-minute videos at maximum, so you guys know exactly how to use these anabolic androgenic steroids as safely as possible, and everything else that surrounds it regarding underground labs and carrier oils, right, and the half-life, etc. We'll break it all down. That will be free here on YouTube because it's already been free on YouTube up until now. So I'm not going to put stuff behind the paywall, or all the previous content behind the paywall. I'm just going to redo the old content, and then I'll probably take that old content offline, so all the new members will be reintroduced to this YouTube channel with content that is at a higher production level and higher level of accuracy compared to before, because I learned so much along the way. Then, podcasts. Now, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to put all the podcasts on a new YouTube channel. Let me know down below. You know what? Let's do this. Let's see if you guys want to see a different podcast channel. I'll start a new YouTube channel, Vigorous Podcasts. I'll link it down below. Subscribe. There. Then let's see if the subscription can get up to 10, 20,000, right off the start, which probably not. It's probably 5,000 subscribers that will gain in the next couple of days. But it might be better for the future of this Vigorous Steve YouTube channel to move all of the podcasts to a different channel, because podcasts are like an hour, 1.5, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours in duration. And if this YouTube channel is solely going to focus on 10, 15, 20-minute content, then the shorts or the reels or the clips are going to kill the medium length format content. And also the podcasting content, which is going to be a couple hours in duration, will probably mess with the algorithm of the medium length content, which is basically the steroid education that is part of this YouTube channel. So I'm probably going to have to split up the content because YouTube kind of forces me to. It sucks. But please subscribe to the Vigorous Podcast YouTube channel, link down below, and the Vigorous Clips YouTube channel down below, which might have clips of the podcasts, but mostly the shorts and the reels, which I've been producing over the last couple of years. And I see that on my main channel, this YouTube channel, that clips, shorts, reels, they get less and less and less views. And then once in a while, you get lucky, you get maybe 5,000 to 10,000 views. But I honestly think that at this point in time, with the way YouTube is going, it's better to separate and segregate everything. Very long content on the podcast channel, very short content on the clips channel, and the content you know and love regarding safer practices for performance-enhancing drugs right here on the Vigorous Steve YouTube channel. So I think that pretty much covers it regarding the direction of what I want to go. Do I have any more notes? I guess not. So that's basically it. We'll do one Vigorous Q&A per week on Saturday. We'll do a podcast once per week, probably on the podcast channel. So again, subscribe, otherwise you're going to miss it. Then at least one good video here, whether that's the Optimized Entrepreneur Deep Dive video series or redoing some of the older content here. And then, well, as many reels and, clips as I can get away with one editor. But maybe at one point we need to expand. But stay tuned. Don't start applying. I'll announce that when I'm ready to expand from one editor to another one, right? We need to get the format down for the membership section first. Again, guys, I can't emphasize this enough. Thank you guys so much. Without you guys and your support, I wouldn't be able to be in this position, right? I mean, I still can't believe that I'm talking about performance-enhancing drugs and getting paid for it. I mean, isn't that crazy, right? I get to tour through the United States, do all these podcast collaborations, and talk about performance-enhancing drugs, again, in the context of using them a little bit more safely than the general population tends to do. I can't believe that I'm making money this way. And so far, it's been well worth all of the headache and all of the drama and sometimes the disappointment when I look at videos that should be doing better but get no views. Again, that's the YouTube algorithm for you. You know, all of the restrictions talking about illicit compounds in the large majority of the planet. It doesn't make you grow as fast as possible. But again, thanks to your guys' support, I'm in a very good position where I can continue doing what I love and make money alongside of that. And I guess the next milestone will be, what, 200,000, 250,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and however many that is going to be over on Instagram. Those are followers, obviously, not subscribers, even though Instagram is kind of like a video format platform nowadays. So I think they should change the naming convention from followers to subscribers also. So hopefully the next time I make a video like this, we have 200,000 subscribers on YouTube and let's say 100,000 followers on Instagram and whatever the that's going to be over on Podbean and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. And what else do we have? Oh yeah, TikTok. Obviously, I can't grow there because I'm probably too old for TikTok, but we're still going to try. Multi-platform is basically the way to go. You have to separate everything to favor the algorithms, and that is the only way you can actually grow a little bit nowadays. Thank you guys so much for your support. Stay tuned for more videos dropping very, very soon. I'm very excited for all of the podcasts that I have lined up because after going to the Mr. Olympia this year, it seems that everybody's part of the Vigorous crew, including people you probably not realize, but don't worry, I'll show it to you when I have them on the podcast over the next couple of months. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for your support. For now, we're out of time. I'll see you in the next video, dropping very, very, very soon. Take care.